Hey folks, I'm Papa Boris, and today we're going to play Command Deck. This is an upcoming deck-building roguelike, kind of Slay the Spire mixed with Faster Than Light. It's by an indie developer, and you can play the demo now on Steam. It's when I'm playing. This is not a special build or anything. We're going to try to beat this on harder difficulty. I did manage to do it once off camera, but let's see if we can do it on camera. We'll play a couple of rounds. So in this game, at the beginning, you've got an opportunity for some story development. I am going to just click on it. That's from my previous run. That doesn't actually affect anything mechanically so far as I know. You can't actually depart yet. You have to choose your commanding officer, and this gives you a bonus during the game. I think there's 4 different ones that I've seen. You get a choice of 3, so she gets double actions on turn 3. He gets this evasion thing, and then he has an extra action for every 5th attack. We're gonna go ahead and try that because extra actions are fun, and let's roll. So you can definitely see the influence of Faster Than Light, and to an extent Slay the Spire, like a lot of games. It kind of takes a simplified approach to the Slay the Spire model. In this case, there is a little bit of roughness around the edges where like it does the FTL thing of like telling you who controls the sector, but you know, what does that mean? What's the difference? I wish that there was a little bit clearer indicator of what the difference was of going to each of the different sectors, but you'll notice that you're trying to get to the anchor hold, and no matter what, you're gonna have to stop by 4 places to do it. It looks like, oh, if you get an extra one. No, you don't really get an extra one because you're gonna end up going this way. So I don't actually know what we're doing. We'll just click on one. Now, once you end up in a sector, there's actually multiple things to do there. You can go around these nodes. It's a free action to move around. And then there's these ships that kind of block your path, so you gotta kill them if you wanna keep exploring. And now let's talk about how the actual combat works. So in this game, you start off with 2 actions. There's actually like a statistic for your computer. So you're told based on what level your computer is, how many cards you get per turn and how many actions you get. So we draw 4 cards a turn, we get 2 actions per turn, and over the course of the game, you can actually level these things up to get more. Evasion is just when something would hit you, you have a certain percent chance to dodge it. It's not my favorite mechanic. I don't like it. I hope the devs get rid of it, but it's fine. It's like a little bit of extra defense that you have, and of course that your enemies will also have. And then we have these auto shields, 1 shield at start of combat. So let's talk a little bit about the actual mechanics. Your actions tell you how many cards you can play during your turn. I really like it. I like it when an innovation in the game is super simple. In Slay the Spire, you know, you get 5 cards, 3 energy, and then different costs have different energy. Better cards cost more energy, worse cards cost less. This game says, you know what, screw that, that's dumb and idiotic. And you know what, some cards are better than others, fine, but every card just takes an action to play. It's like so simple, you wonder why no one else thought of it. I really, really like it. You also can see what your opponent's gonna do, but instead of the kind of like intense system of other games where there's like, this thing's playing a buff, you can actually just straight up see what your opponent's doing. They will play their cards from right to left until they run out of actions. So this skirmisher has 2 actions, so what they're gonna do is play these 2 blasters. So let's talk about some of the basic effects you can see in a game. Blast is just a shot that does 1 damage. Right now we have a shield because we began with a shield at start of combat. So the enemy is going to shoot a blaster, hit our shield off, and then the next blaster will go through and damage our hull. So definitely reminiscent of FTL with the shield system. I like it a lot. This is just so much cleaner and more elegant than the usual like armor business because you can just really clearly tell, okay, I have a shield that'll block a shot. There are some other types of things here. So heavy blasters do a heavy blast. A heavy blast, unlike a regular blast, does 2 damage instead of 1 damage, and it also has a percent chance to start a fire. I am biased. I do not like percentage chances of things in deck building roguelikes. So the evasion, the percent chance of starting a fire, that kind of stuff, clearly the developers see it differently than I do. Missiles are like blasts, but they ignore shields. So if the enemy had a shield, this would do a damage, otherwise it's no different from a blast. And then also shields automatically dissipate. However, there are these things called stable shields, which don't dissipate. So in this case, I'm gonna put up a shield. You'll see these 2 rings that are yellow, and then if I play the stable shield, it'll add 2 rings that are green. And then I used up both my actions, so my turn ends. And you can kind of see how many shields I have, it's 5. I do wish that the game had a thing somewhere that showed you how many shields you have and how many shields your enemy has, because once they get up into the high single digits or low double digits even, it can be a little bit tricky to tell exactly how many shields someone has. Another thing I like about this game is the auto discard bullshit of Slay the Spire, which I hate and have always hated. You get to choose which cards you want to hold at the end of your turn. You can of course discard them all, but if you want to hold any, they count against your hand limit. and that's just a way of like keeping a card for the right time. We don't want these, I mean, this does 2 damage, it's fine. We have something better, so I'm gonna discard it, and then we draw our new stuff. So the enemy shoots 2 blasters, my regular shields dissipate, and I keep one of my stable ones. So this opponent's just gonna be playing a couple of shields, so I don't need to worry about doing defenses this time. We'll do a laser. This does 4 damage, and just like an FTL, the damage is reduced by all the enemy shields, but the enemy currently has no shields, so that's just 4 damage. And then since I don't need shields and this isn't a stable shield, we'll just do a blaster, and we'll discard. Alright, so the opponent puts up some shields. Now they're gonna be putting up a shield and doing a heavy blaster, but my shield will block the heavy blast, so I'm not worried about it. What I'm gonna do is play a combat drone. What this does is it shoots a blast every time you play an attack card. And what's interesting is it doesn't get exhausted. A lot of times these types of ongoing effects get exhausted in the game, but in this game it doesn't. It just goes into your equipment pile. So the card still exists, but it's not being shuffled through your deck. You can only have, 1 combat drone at a time active per 1 combat drone card that you have. And then we're gonna play Blaster 3, which just shoots 3 blasts. It'll get rid of at least the stable shields, and then this is not worth keeping. Yes, it's cool to discard enemy cards, but we're gonna be trying to cycle around to get our laser back. All right, my opponents also have a combat drone, but it's not gonna do anything because their next card is a shield. So what I'm gonna do here is shoot a blaster to bring down the shield, and then get an extra damage from the combat drone, and then we're gonna do laser, which will do 4 damage plus the 1 from my combat drone. So pretty good stuff. And then my pilot kicked in, we played a 5th card, that's actually kept track of right here. So I get an extra action, which will be an extra 2 damage, 1 for my blaster, 1 for my combat drone, and then down goes the enemy ship. All right, at the end of a battle, you salvage metal, FTL style, and you get to pick a card. So we have another laser. We can get another data-driven blast, which is a little weird. It's not just cards in your deck, it's cards that are in the draw pile of your deck. So it seems really weird to me because a lot of the time it's just not gonna be that good. You can always pass on card rewards and get extra metal. I am tempted by the fire missiles because the final boss of the demo is really difficult, and one of the ways to beat it is with fire, but I don't think this is quite enough fire. So we're just gonna take metal here and then keep roaming around. So let's see, we have some more easy ships. Let's just go ahead and kill them. The starting deck is good enough to destroy them. Okay, this one's putting up 3 shields, so we'll just keep it very simple. We'll do 7 damage. Oh, that's enough to end the fight. All right, that's an easy one. We had our 2 best cards in the opening hand, the 3 blaster and the 4 laser. All right, disruptor missile. It's kind of like the disruptor blast. It discards an enemy card, but it also ignores shields. This gives you a stable shield, which does not dissipate, and cryofoam, which blocks a fire. It's a little bit too weak, but shield 4 I am gonna take actually, because shields end up being really good, and it's hard to survive the final fight if you don't have some good shields. So equipment cache here. We can upgrade a random card or repair damage. We don't need to repair any damage, so I am gonna hold off. You can actually wait and do this later. I'm gonna go to the card merchant first, see if I get a good card here, and I also wanna delete a card that will increase the odds of the random upgrade being one that you can actually, being one that targets something good. I do wish that this just let you pick which card to upgrade instead of it being random. All right, we're gonna take 3 hits. Uh-oh. Well, there's no avoiding it. We are gonna just take some damage here. I'll do a Disruptor Blast. There's a chance it discards that card, and it actually does. That's pretty awesome. Now, I am gonna get hit for 1 damage, but as we'll see, it's not a super big deal to take damage. You don't, get it back or anything. But it's, as we'll see, not a huge deal in the world if you take a little bit of damage throughout the course of the fights. In fact, this being harder difficulty, inevitably we are gonna be taking some damage. All right, we can get another one of these. Don't want it, don't want it. Now the double mini laser, it's 2 strength, 3 lasers, so it's 6 total damage, and I think I'm gonna take it. Eventually, this is not gonna be enough for like the final battle to be relevant, but I think in the short term, having a 6 damage card is potentially very useful. Let's go to the card merchant. So the card merchant, you can spend your metal, cough cough scrap, to buy cards, and you can also pay a little bit to delete a card. You can only do this once. There's also an augment you can buy, which are similar to the boons of Slay the Spire. This is actually a pretty good one. It makes it so that you can retain a card without counting against card draw, meaning that you can keep a card and then actually have 5 cards in your hand. This, I don't know all the cards yet, so this is increased base evasion by 4% for the combat, and then at start of turn, fire 1 for every shot evaded. Kind of weird. Extinguish all fire and exhaust your hand. Curious. Another 4 strength laser, and then increase evasion by 50% just for the next turn. The evasion does not stick around forever. So I'm gonna delete a card here. We are gonna get rid of right. The blasters do kind of work okay with the combat drone, though they do sort of suck. But I think, so I'm tempted to remove a shield 2 since I did buy a shield 4. But I think and then my hero, my commanding officer, does benefit from just playing more attack cards. Fine, we'll get rid of shield 2, and then after that we'll start getting rid of our basic blasters. And then that's it. So now we can go over to this equipment cache and upgrade a random card. I think it's not gonna matter too much against this command ship, so we're just gonna fight it first, see what card I get, and then maybe go upgrade that random card. All right, 3 actions here, so woof, that's rough. 2 disruptor blasts, and I did not get any shields. Uh-oh. That's a problem. So this is a very, very, very bad hand here. The 10% evasion kicked in twice, and both my shots missed. Oh my god, I might die here. We're about to discard 2 cards here. All right, luckily it wasn't like my best cards, so we'll play the cards that we have. All right, taking another bit of damage. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Taking 4 incoming damage. That's fine. The mini laser's not great with these 2 shields. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just pass the turn here with the stable shield. I am gonna hold the mini laser. We're gonna take some damage here. It's fine. It's fine, he said. We're gonna take 5 damage. Eek, okay. Really would have been great if I'd gotten my 4 shield card here. Can I kill him by any chance? This is 1, 2, 3, 4 damage, and then this is another 6 plus 1 is 7. So 4 plus 7 is 11. That's not enough, but we're doing it. I get an extra action here after I do this double mini laser. So now we're gonna put up a shield, and yeah, it sucks. We're gonna get hit and lose some cards. Okay, luckily I finally got my shield 4, so that'll stop me from taking damage next time. We are gonna shoot a couple of blasts, block everything with the shield, and this laser finishes the job. So I took 10 damage, not a big deal, as we shall see, Beat the first level boss, so we can get accumulator, 1 blast per level. If retained, increase level by 1. Now the level does not last forever. When I first got one of these level cards, I thought you could like level it up over the course of fights. No, it starts each fight at once. You have to wait to draw it, and then hold it, and then it does extra blasts each time you hold it. I don't think that's quite good enough. 4 stable shields and exhaust. I might just take that. Draw a card from your discard pile. I don't know if it's at random or you pick which one. And then you launch 2 missiles. We'll take this shield overload. So it's 4 stable shields, but it exhausts after being used. Let's go over to the equipment cache now, and let's upgrade a random card. Oh, hey, we got shield overload 6. So our new card got upgraded, which is really nice. We'll go to the card merchant, and I think I'm gonna take this. The first card retained no longer counts against card draw. That seems pretty good, so we're gonna use up all of our metal. Now, we've done everything here. I do wish you could zoom out to see this better, so it's a little bit less clunky to move around, but we'll go to the warp gate, and basically on harder difficulty, you heal half your hull. So that's why it wasn't a big deal that we took 10 damage in that fight, and also, after passing through the warp gate, you get a bonus. So we can get +1 action, or when you deploy equipment, you get the action back. Or the first time you take damage, you get an action. The first 2 times you take damage, you draw a card, so you can get like kind of extra actions and extra cards, but only if you're taking damage. And then increase actions per turn by 1 every 4 turns. So you don't start the fight with any extra actions, but every 4 turns that go by, your actions go up by 1. Well, I'm just gonna be dumb. We're just gonna take an extra action. Just keep it really simple. All right, let's go to the scary looking purple circle. And we spawn in here. We have an equipment cache right away. Let's just see what this is. It's, again, a random card. We can go over here. All right, there's ships, high threat level. Okay, maybe don't want that right away. Medium threat level, medium. All right, I guess we're gonna go here what the shipyard is. All right, we got 3 actions. Firing, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of firepower there, and I don't have my shields, so we're gonna take 7 damage, and we're gonna lose 2 cards. Okay, alrighty. Well, let's see. So we get to play 3 actions, so I guess, can I kill him? Blast away the shields and do 4 damage? Not even close. So we'll do, I could just not do the laser and just do the 3 blasts, and the disruptor blast will make him discard a card. Maybe I'll try that. Okay, we take that. And I'm gonna retain this, so I'll still draw 4 cards thanks to the augment. I lose my 4 shield, and I took 6 damage already. Okay, that's not great. We got 7 more damage coming at us, luckily. This will block most of it. Can I by any chance kill him? What is this, 1, 2, 3, plus 4 is 7? Nope, can't kill him. So we're doing that. We're gonna hit him with what we can. Now, oh, we get an extra action, yay, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Okay, so we're almost at half hull. We're getting pretty close to the point where if we take any more damage, we're not actually gonna heal at all at the end of the stage. All right, another double mini laser, more shields. Okay, I think I'm gonna take these shields. I could be wrong about it, could be wrong. Let's see, we can repair some damage. We can start combat with +1 shield, interesting. Or just pick a card to upgrade. A lot of really tempting stuff here. I think because I gotten hit so hard, I am gonna just buy this now, but I'm gonna look to hopefully get this and delete a card at the card merchant later, and hopefully I don't see some card at the card merchant that I really desperately wanna buy. All right, we got shields and 3 blasts, so that's not a huge deal. We'll just put up some shields, blast this, and I don't wanna do a disruptor blast here. We'll just do the damage. I'm not even gonna keep that. It's just a damage and a card discard. It's not a huge deal. So I took no damage. The missile is gonna hit me, unfortunately. So we'll do this. We'll put up some stable shields. I am still gonna take a damage from that dang missile. And now we're ready to start blasting. What is this? 1 heavy blast per level. Yeah, you are not getting through my shields, my friend. So my combat drone really helping here, doing a lot of extra damage. And I have an extra action left, and the shield does, well, I guess it lets me keep an extra stable shield. Okay. Now, we just really want to blast through. The extra shots from the combat drone really help, so the double mini laser or the regular laser finish the job. All right, disruptor missile, cryo, or just 3 missiles. We'll just take extra metal. We have a lot of metal that we want to spend here. So we have 4 temporary shields when your deck is cycled. That's kind of cool. I could use the defense. 1 heavy blast, 1 for every card discarded. Oh, and you discard your hand, I see. Data driven and 3 missiles. Okay, let's just delete a card right now. We're gonna get rid of a blaster. It's really, really weak. And this equipment cache, upgrade a random card. I could repair the damage. I'm gonna take the card upgrade. We're gonna do it. All right, so Blaster 3 becomes Blaster 4. Well, that was a card I was gonna keep, so now that it's a little better, I suppose that's good. We have to play a high threat level here, so it's a little risky. I didn't take the repair. All right, what are we doing here? 3 blasts, 7 shields. All right, I'll take a damage with this. I cannot draw shields to save my life, but I guess this is why it is good to have some more cards removed from your deck. God, you have a lot of shields. Some of them are temporary, but there are some stable ones. We have a disruptor missile and an anti-drone laser. Strength 3 laser, if the enemy has a drone, it selects a drone to aim at. Draw a card, the next card, and play it for free. Okie dokie. That was unfortunate. I probably should have thought about that possibility and waited. I'm gonna actually hold the shield and the mini laser. Those are some of my best cards. And there's my disruptor missile doing some extra damage. I haven't even started the boss fight yet, and we are already at half health. Disruptor blast, repair, and shields. Yoink. Okay, so let's learn from our mistakes. Let's shoot these shields down first in case that's a laser. Okay, we got rid of the disruptor blast, which is good. I have 2 actions left. Let's do a couple of mini lasers, put up some shields. That's not worth keeping. All right, double shields. Luckily, does nothing. All right, so I have a ton of shields, more shields. Reflects 1 shot back. Wow, that's kind of cool. Too bad. Are you gonna die? I hope you're gonna die. There's a lot of blasts coming at you. Ah, you're not actually dead. Oh dear. Oh my gosh, almost dead, but not quite. Oh, you had another missile, asswagon. All right, we're gonna do a missile. That should kill it. All right, so I'm pretty damaged. Maybe I should have waited to get the 8 hull repairs. Ooh, this is a start combat with 3 cryofoam. Cryofoam prevents fires from starting, that's cool. All right, 2 heavy blasters, that's 4 damage. 2 disruptor blasts, or the prepare to take fire, or just 10 metal. Should I take 2 heavy blasts? I really wanna be getting my shields, and I don't want this. We're gonna just take the metal here. So let's see what I can do. I can't buy anything at the shop. The shipyard. I can't quite upgrade a card, but I could repair 10 damage. Do I really think I can go fight this boss and not take 9 damage? The problem is if I actually succeed at that, then this is a huge waste. All right, we're gonna go for it. If we die, we die. We'll just start over. We'll do another video. It'll be great. All right, we're gonna fight this boss. I'm gonna be greedy. All right. We have an attack goblin, which fires a blast at the start of your turn and intercepts missiles. Otherwise, a very tame opening round. So we're gonna put up a combat drone. We'll shoot at these stable shields. And I'm gonna put 4 shields up so that my permanent shields that I start the fight with don't disappear. All right, we have activate drones, so the goblins are gonna shoot. That's actually fine. Oh, I wish I had more shields. No, where are my shields? Oh God, okay. So we'll do this double mini laser to get my combat drone to shoot the shield off. Then we'll do this disruptor blast and a heavy blaster. All right, I'm gonna take some damage here. I'm gonna take a lot of damage. Oh God, more attack goblins. They got evasion here. Oh Lord. All right, well, let's put up our huge shields. Shoot the blaster, do this and this. Just play all the cards we got. All right, we got shields, blaster, blaster. Pretty tame turn, and he's wildly exposed, so let's blast him up. Fire a laser, get these shields, not gonna keep a blaster. Okay, thankfully this person does not carry any missiles. Activate drones, and more blastings. All right, so, I unfortunately have a weird hand here where this mini laser is not that effective, but I'm still gonna do it. And I'm actually gonna keep this. I can keep a card. I should be doing this more often. I can keep a card without counting against my card draw. I don't know how many times I have been failing at this. Oh God. Even through all my shields, it all went through. So this is a very strong card, 2 actions and a card, so it doesn't cost anything to play it, but you end up with an extra action after it. Got another attack goblin. All right, this person just hoards up all these attack goblins, and then no matter how many shields I have, it doesn't actually matter because, yeah, I might as well hold it, because these goblins just shoot through all my shields. This is the problem. Oh, just barely. All right, we got a huge blasting thing coming. Oh no, all right. This person somehow has just a truly astounding, I should have shot the missile. I actually meant to, I misclicked. And we're dead. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and/or subscribe. I should have repaired the damage before that fight, but alas, it was not to be. And we'll come back soon, try it again.